Hello students and aspirants, Jai Hind to all of you. Today we will start the chapter on equality. That is the first chapter of the 7th class Polity NCERT. Now this chapter we will finish in the 3 segments. First segment we will understand the concept of equality. In the second segment we will understand the equality in Indian democracy, in which along with this we will understand the universal adult franchisee and the concept of dignity, as well as we will understand the article 50 of the Indian constitution. And thirdly we will discuss about the issues of equality in other democracy, means the issues of equality in other democratic country, that is the meaning of other democracies. Like we will understand this thing by taking an example of our country, that is USA. The event is civil right movement of 1950s, means in the era of 1950s the one movement has been started which is known as civil right movement. So let's move to the first subtopic of this chapter, that is equality, in which we will understand the concept of equality, that what does equality mean. Equality means, equality is a situation, is a condition in which everyone has same advantage, everyone has same right. That is the condition of equality. A condition in which everyone has same right and same advantage is called equality. Now we have understood about the concept of equality, that a condition, a situation in which everyone has same right and same advantage is called equality. Now let's understand the second subtopic of this chapter, that is the equality in Indian democracy. Means democratic equality, which includes, like, equality in Indian democracy includes so many kind of the equality, like legal equality. Legal equality means everyone is equal in the context of law of the country. Now political equality, everyone is equal, is being treated equally in terms of the vote or the contesting an election. that is the political equality. Legal equality, political equality, and social equality. Social equality means everyone is being treated as equal in terms of the society. So that is the equal in terms of the society means nobody can be discriminated against on the basis of their societal aspect, their societal status. Like it can be religion, it can be caste also. We will understand the one aspect of the political equality in the detailed manner. Political equality. Political equality means equal right to vote, equal right to vote, and equal right to contest or participate in an election, contest an election. See, equal right to vote and equal right to contest an election. Equal right to vote, everyone is voting who are above 18 years old or at the age of 18 year. They can vote in any election. They are using the right to vote. That means कि everyone has equal right to vote. Now, equal right to contest an election, like electoral candidate in the sense like if you are voting for someone, that person will be considered as candidate. Means that person is contesting an election, that person is participating in an election as a candidate to acquire the seat of a constituency in a Vidhan Sabha election or Lok Sabha election. Vidhan Sabha election at the state level and Lok Sabha election at the national level. You will be able to know in a better manner later on, approximately in the class 11th. So this is the political equality. Political equality, the age of some criteria of this, some age criteria. So the equal right to vote create a form, that is the equal right to vote. Means right to vote has been followed by a rule that is universal. That is what? Universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. Now this is something important which you need to know in a detailed manner. Universal adult franchisee means who are adult, they are able to vote in an election. That is the form of universal adult franchise. Now in the context of India, that person will be considered as an adult who are above 18 or who are at the age of 18. Means at the age of 18 or above 18, they are able to vote. They are considered as as adult persons who are able to use their right to vote. Okay, so this is the meaning of adult franchisee. In the simple way, who are at the age of 18, that people is able to that people is able to vote, that people is able to vote for one candidate in an election. So this 18 age, it was initially in the 1947. Initially it was adult age was 21. But after the implementation of the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of the 1988, it has been changed from 21 to 18. You need to know only these things. You don't need to you should not be bothered about the amendment. Just you need to know only these things. But you can also know the things to broaden your knowledge, that after the implementation of 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1988 has become from 21 to 18. Means in the initial time in the year of 1947 to in the year of 1987. So during this period, who were being 21, who were at the age of 21, they were able to use their right to vote. So that is the meaning of that is the concept behind the universal adult franchisee, or universal adult suffrage also it is known as. Universal adult franchisee or suffrage. Remember it, don't confuse in these two words, that is franchisee and suffrage. Both of these things are one. So we have understood the political equality that by the example of universal adult franchisee. So we have understood the concept behind the equality in the Indian democracy as per your level of the class. One more thing you need to know, dignity. Just write down the definition of it, and firstly you should know. Dignity means if someone is A, and someone is B, as a person, just take an example of our society. He is thinking A is thinking that we don't have value as much as B is having the value. A is thinking that A has not value as much as B has value in the society. That means A has no dignity. A has no dignity or less dignity, less than B. So this is the concept of dignity. So just write down the definition of it, that a state of being worthy of respect and honor. A state of being worthy of respect and honor. Worthy in the sense they are able to get the respect and honor. So this is the dignity. State in the sense, not it is the state of UP and Bihar. State means A phase means condition means situation or state. So like the state of a matter, in the chemistry, that is the liquid, solid, and gas. So that kind of state, a state of being worthy of respect and honor, is called dignity. Just you need to know only these things in these topics at your level of the class, at the level of your class. So just move to the next topic. See, whatever I am writing here, just you should write in your notebook, so that you will be revised in a better manner. And if you will revise more and more times, that will create a clarity regarding these topics. So now move to the third topic. Now understand the statement of the Article 50. You just need to write down the things and understand the meaning of keywords of this statement. You should not memorize the entire statement. You should memorize only this line, only this sentence. That is the prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Prohibition is a process in which you are restricting something. You are restricting someone to doing something. So that is the prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of, on the basis of a religion, race in the sense religion, Hindu, Muslim. Race in the sense in Hindi you can say nasl. Caste, caste, jati. Sex in the sense gender, feminine, masculine, LGBTQ section. Or place of birth means the place on the discrimination on the grounds of place where you took birth. Means the government or the constitution prohibits the discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or the place of the birth. Now this is the first statement. The state shall not discriminate. State in the sense the entire system of the country, entire system of the government in a country, that will be considered as the state of that country. Means the country shall not discriminate, the state shall not discriminate against any citizen, like the common citizen, you and me, any citizen, on the grounds of only, understand these words, only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. Only in the sense government can discriminate, state can discriminate on the ground of the other things apart from these things. Besides these things, the government can discriminate apart from these things. That is the meaning of here only. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the grounds of only religion, race, caste, sex in the sense gender, place of birth, or any of them means one of them, like race or all of this. Okay. Now second, no citizen means no one of the citizen, no citizen shall, on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of the birth, or any of them, be subject to any disability. Disability is a state in which you are not able to do something, that is the disability. And liability, this is a state in which you have not responsibility to do something, that is the liability. So disability, liability, or the condition with regard to what? With regard means no citizen shall on grounds of no citizen shall be subject to any disability, liability, or condition with regard to what? Access to shops, public restaurants, hotels, places of public entertainments like cinema hall or any kind of the garden. ठीक है, तो these things are known as the places of the public entertainment. Second, the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, where people take a bath, where people usually take a bath, that is the bathing ghats. Roads and places of public resort maintained wholly and partly out of a state funds and dedicated to the use of general public, means all of that will be maintained by the state. This is the simple meaning. All of these things will be maintained by the state, will be maintained. All of those things will be maintained by the state, which are dedicated to the use of general public like you and me. So this was the entire concept behind the article 15. You don't need to memorize the entire concept, entire statement. You need to memorize and better understand in a better manner only this statement, that is the prohibition, means restriction of discrimination on grounds of religion, race in the sense nasl, caste, sex, or place of birth. So now let's move to the third topic, that is your issues of equality in other democracies. It means other democracies means other democratic other countries where the system follows the democracy. So issues of equality in other democracies. Issues of equality in other democracies. In the NCERT, it has been explained by taking an example of a country, that is USA. In the in USA, that is United States of America, in the era of 1950s means 1950 to 1960. In the era of 1950s, a movement was going on which is called civil rights movement. Civil right civil right movement. Civil right movement, what is the historical background, what is the background of this movement, that is civil right movement? So see, one lady was how will I explain it? See, in the country of USA, like Indians, the African people were used to go, African people were going to do the work of do the work in the USA to earn the money. African people, the resident of Africa, African people were going to America, were going to America, America to earn the money, to get the employment, to get the employment for earning the money, for earning the much more amount of the money. So, and after some time, they were settled down, they were settled there, they were African were settled there, some Africans were settled in the country of America, in the country of USA. So that means now they have become officially a resident of that people, or resident of that country, resident of that country, USA, resident of USA, resident of USA. But they have become it, it can't be denied that they have become the resident of USA properly, but they don't have right as much as the right the American people had at that point of the time. So the real resident, the original resident of the America were being white in terms of the color, and African, the black people. So they have become the residents of the USA, they have become the citizen of the USA, but they were not treated equally in that country, USA, at that period of the time. So there was a set of rule for the black people which they must which they must followed those rules, which they had to follow, those regulations. Like if a black people is tired, and if a black people enter in a bus, that means they can't sit on the first seat, on the first chair of the bus, on the first seat of that bus. If back seat will be blank, if back seat is blank, that means on that seat they can sit. They can sit in the back row of that bus. Black people can acquire that seat. But if anyone of the if anyone of the white people will come and they can't get the seat, that means they will have to leave their seat if they are black people for the white people. So that was the rule, and so many other rules of the discrimination, like they were having the different school from the white people, they were having the different system in the, they were having the different rights in the comparison to the white people. So all of that was the discrimination which was against of the equality. But for the equality, one lady, African originated, African American lady, her name was Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks. She is the first lady to violate the rules. In terms of what? In terms of what kind of the thing? See, she was tired one day, and and she has acquired a seat on a bus, and one of the white man have entered in the bus, and at that point of the time, they he she was not able to leave the seat because of the tiredness. She was not able to leave the seat because of the tiredness. So she had not left the seat on the 1st December 1955. 1st December 1955. On the 1st December 1955, she had not left the seat for a white person with being a black people, with being a black people, with being an African American lady. So that was the against of the rule of America at that point of the time. But after that violation of the rule, a long period of the time of this movement was going on for a long period of time. And after a lot of struggle, the people was able to get the value equally in comparison to the American originated people. That was the act, that is the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So this was the story behind the civil rights movement. And so according to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the all people were being equally, all people is able to being treated equally, whether they can be African American or they can be American originated people in the country of America. So Civil Rights Act of the 1964. So in the form of resultant of the civil rights movement, the people had got the got an act which is known as the Civil Right Act of the 1964. According to this act, all the people were being equally treated. All the people are able to being treated equally, whether they can be African American or they can be American originated people. So we have understood the entire concept of this chapter on equality at the level of your class. So till then, take care and stay with the Jill Junction to study with the Jill. Jai Hind and thank you.